online. So I would like to thank all of you for supporting us by liking, sharing and subscribing. Keep doing that work and keep learning here. Enjoy your learning. So in the previous class we have discussed speed and velocity based on their differences and similarities. And we also discussed the type of speed and velocity. Those are uniform speed and velocity, non-uniform speed and velocity, average speed and velocity. And we also discussed problems related to average speed and average velocity, and also a problem related to change in velocity. And I said in the previous class that we will discuss the fourth type of velocity, that is instantaneous velocity or instantaneous speed. I am calling instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity same. I will tell you the reason in the meantime. So until that, keep watching. So let us start with today's class, that is instantaneous speed. So instantaneous speed is the speed of a particle at a particular instant. That means you consider a vehicle traveling. It is starting from 0 second. So if someone asks you what is the speed of the vehicle, you consider you are the driver of that vehicle. So if a person sitting behind you asks what is the speed of you while traveling in the 5th second, what will you say? You will look at the speedometer and you will say the speed to be some 40 km per hour or 45 km per hour. So the speedometer measures the instantaneous speed of a vehicle. I have written it. That means instantaneous speed or velocity is the speed or velocity of that vehicle at a particular instant. I hope you are clear with this. So I will show you the representation of instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity. So instantaneous speed is written as limit delta t tends to 0 delta s by delta t, that is equal to ds by dt, that is differentiation of s with respect to t, that is equal to differentiation of the change in position with respect to time. So you are new to the concept of limit and differentiation, right? So we also faced the same problem when we were learning this chapter at first. So don't worry, this chapter is very easy and we will make this chapter very easy for you also. Okay? So limit. So when this delta s and delta t are the difference in displacement and time, that is the large difference in displacement and time. So when you write this limit and when you write delta t tends to 0, this delta t is a very small interval. So I will show it in the graph, but till then here it is. So when delta t tends to 0, this notation when it is written, you call it as differentiation. So differentiation delta s ds by dt. So I will show you in the graph. So you consider this to be distance or displacement and x-axis to be time, y-axis to be distance or displacement on the x-axis and distance on y-axis and time on x-axis. So if a curve is given to you in this graph like this, and the time is mentioned to be 5 seconds, and in the question they have asked you to find the velocity at fifth second, what will you do? So you know that slope, right? Slope is nothing but when a curve is given like this, at some point, the straight line drawn to that point is the slope of that point. Okay? So I will draw this. Generally consider that this by second. This to be delta t, that is the maximum or a big difference in the time and a big difference in the distance. This will give you the velocity. By calculating the delta s by delta t will give you average velocity, but they are asking you instantaneous velocity. For instantaneous velocity, you have to take this limits closer. That means in this delta t time, you can find average speed or average velocity. But when this interval comes close, suppose at fifth second, consider this to be fifth second, comes to be very close, this becomes now ds. So you remember one thing, that is delta is represented for bigger differences and d is represented for smaller differences. So you get here dt. So and you will get the instantaneous velocity by dividing ds and dt. ds by dt. So you will get instantaneous velocity at some point. Differentiation is the slope of the curve under any graph, and integration is the area under the curve. I will discuss further those topics, but for understanding I am drawing the graph and showing this. So in the very small interval of time, what you calculate the distance per time, you will get instantaneous velocity. So that is instantaneous velocity. Okay, I hope you are somewhat clear with this topic. You will understand still more very well in the further when I explain differentiation and integration. So instantaneous speed is equal to instantaneous velocity. At the starting of video I said that these both are same, because when you consider the magnitude of these two, they will always be same, no matter which path the vehicle is taking. Why I am telling this? Because when you require velocity at very small interval of time, the direction will be same, speed will be same, velocity will be same. So instantaneous speed is equal to instantaneous velocity. I hope you are clear with this. And direction of instantaneous velocity is always in the direction of change in velocity. I discussed a problem related to change in velocity in the previous class. So direction of instantaneous velocity is always in the direction of change in velocity. That means you consider a path like this. At some point A, let the velocity be 5 meters per second. At some point B, let the velocity be 6 meter per second. So what is the change in velocity from A to B? That is V2 minus V1, right? So this has a direction. So higher magnitude, towards the higher magnitude the direction of velocity will be. So the direction of change in velocity is the direction of instantaneous velocity. And I said speedometer measures the instantaneous velocity of the vehicle. So this is the concept of instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity. So I want to conclude this class now that we discussed instantaneous speed, some points related to that, representation of it, and little idea about differentiation, no little idea. And we also studied instantaneous speed with reference to graph, and we will discuss differentiation and integration in the next class. But friends, I need to tell you one thing, that don't research more about differentiation and integration, because when you see that derivation of differential equation, you will feel so dumb, that so burdening, that is JEE or NEET that difficult? So no such things. You are also feeling the same, so don't do that. Just remember the formulas of differentiation, which I will be saying in the next class. So keep waiting till then, and keep watching our videos, subscribe our videos, like if you are understood the concept which we are teaching you, subscribe, share as many people as you can, and enjoy learning here. And I would thank again for those who are supporting us. Thank you so much. Keep learning through Tenacity Online. Thank you so much.